What's your favorite programming language for recreational programming? For me, it's Python, personally, but there's some interesting comments in here, so I thought we could take a look at what other people have said and read this post. Um, so there's tons of questions around what is a good programming language, or what is the easiest to learn, or has the most jobs, etc. Yeah, we've always seen those questions. Well, I'm interested in none of that. Good, that's the way to be. What is your favorite programming language, specifically for recreational programming? If you do any recreational programming, that is, it's fine if that's the same as you use for work, but I'm more interested in those that people that don't use it for work, since I feel learning something other than your day job tech has more weight to its importance. Fair enough. I'll start for work. I'm doing mostly a mix of C Sharp, TypeScript, JavaScript, PHP, whatever is needed really for a given project for fun, while it keeps changing for me. Yeah, I mean, for work, I do all sorts. I mean, at the moment, I'm doing a lot of React. Before that, I was doing Python. Before that, I was doing C. I've done some PHP too. Um, so, let's see what people say. C++. Mostly because I like optimizing stuff for fun. Yeah, that's fair enough. I've never really, personally, I have gone through phases like that in the past, but I care much more about being able to create something quickly that I want than tinkering with the details. Um, I've always known that, to be honest, so I'm not always too interested in the lowest level stuff, although digital electronics is a lot of fun. But that's not really coding, I guess. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, personally, I like building things, which is why I like Python. Look, I know Python's not the most efficient or best, blah blah blah, but I know that you can ask me to build something in Python, and I can build you a prototype quickly, usually. So I enjoy Python for that kind of stuff. Yeah, Python, so many libraries, so many tools, definitely. Clojure. I've not actually ever used it. I don't even know what it looks like. So it's a general purpose programming language. I guess we can take a look at some of the. I wonder if this is already dark theme by default. Um, Reference. So I feel like it looks a little bit like Python. Let's have a look. Oh no, I've not used it. I'll have to try it out. Let me know if you've used Clojure. It's Haskell. I've actually got a funny story. I knew a guy. He was an older guy. He was actually retired, and he wanted to learn some basic programming, like simple programming. But what he'd accidentally done is entered a course for obviously the language basic programming language, which always that story always makes me laugh because I didn't actually mean to join. They didn't know that basic was the actual programming language. Um, it's Haskell. I'm most comfortable with. The compiler is such a big help. Again, another language I've not touched. What is the main use of Haskell? The thing is, I feel like actually you can use any programming language for almost anything really. Uh, Testimonials, documentation, real world Haskell, Haskell, O'Reilly, Amazon. Oh, this is a book thing. This is a book. I don't want to buy the book. Oh, these are books. But anyway, let's do let's do a Google thing. Main use case of Haskell. I know that this is a sort of a bad to teach functional programming. Oh, is it a teaching language? I did not know that. I tend to like learning new things, so the answers usually depends on what I'm interested in learning at the moment. Um, yeah, that's fair. But in the question, in the spirit of the question, I would say Clojure. I like REPL-driven development. If you've never used a Lisp and think, oh, Python has REPL, this is a totally different thing. If you've never used Lisp, I've never used Lisp either. I've just realised there's lots of things I haven't actually. Uh, Read eval point loop. Okay. I feel like this is one of those things I've seen, but I've never actually looked at what it means. Programming language which enables the program to interact with a running Clojure program and modify it. So is that it running? Okay, that's quite cool. Pretty neat. Yeah, I guess if you're on Python shell, it's sort of similar. And I'm sure you can get some like VS extensions, VS Code extensions that probably allow you to do that. And I like that idiomatic Clojure tends to favor just putting your data in general purpose data structures. Nice. I did a professional Clojure. Is it pronounced Clojure, like with an S? Or Clojure. I imagine the j is like j, Clojure, like French. Fell out a lot of it due to lack of static typing. Yeah, I mean that's the only thing, not the only thing. There's one of the things that's obviously annoying about Python. I don't like that. I know you can use type hints and stuff, but they're not enforced or anything. But knowing the shape of data by just hovering in my IDE is just worlds better for me. Because with a REPL, while the iterative process of development is faster, learning and understanding big code bases is much, much slower. Yeah, we usually duct tape types on top anyway, Mali and spec, but for the ergonomics, it's just not for me. Maybe Gleam. I've not heard of Gleam. Yeah, I mean... Oh shit, I did not mean to do that. I didn't mean to swear either. I don't know why I couldn't select that. Gleam programming language. I like the logo. Looks very cute. This is because I have got dark mode default off. So there you go. Now it looks proper. Proper how it's supposed to. Import Gleam. Let's see. Let's have a look at some code. Gleam is a friendly language for building type-safe systems at that scale. This is a separate site now, so separate. Okay, well we're not going to go into that, but I might take a look at it. What else have we got? I write a lot of sharps, SQL, and TypeScript at work. I haven't written SQL statements in so long. Just use ORMs. I haven't actually done any back-end development for a while. I want to do some in my personal time. I'm having fun with Lua right now. I've heard Lua a lot. I'm going to stop saying that I've not used these because it just seems like I've not used any of these. I've fallen behind. It looks like Python. This is for another video that I'm going to do. Ruby is a fun one. Never used Ruby either. Surprise, surprise. I've been playing a little bit with Golang. C++, C Sharp. So what have I used? Let's have a look. Programming languages. Top 20 programming languages. I've used Python, duh. JavaScript, obviously. Java I've used. C Sharp I've used. C++ I've used. PHP I've used. No. SQL I've used. Kotlin, no. TypeScript, yes. Go, yes. Rust, no. Dart, no. Perl, no. MATLAB, yes, unfortunately. Visual Basic, no. Shell scripting, yeah, plenty of that. So I'm not a complete degenerate. I have used things. Go with TypeScript. Yeah, I do like TypeScript. I hated TypeScript initially, but it grew on me, and now I love it. Nim, Rust. Go is my go-to option. Python currently. I would like to learn Golang a bit more. Zig, I've heard as well of Zig. I've seen a lot of sort of articles of people trying to migrate from C++ to Zig. What else? Mathematica. Yeah, I mean, I think it always depends on sort of your mindset. For me, I like to build something which works quickly. And Python is, for me, undeniably probably the quickest language to do that. But obviously, it always depends. But it has its limitations, I think, and it's not always the best for the actual production of the software you're building. But for prototyping, I think it's pretty much always the quickest. Python is the answer. Smalltalk is awesome. Not heard of that actually. Smalltalk programming language. Where's their website? Squeak. Python maybe? F sharp, scalar. Wow. Elixir? Is Elixir a language? I thought it was a... I guess it must be. I don't know why I had it in my head like as a framework. Things they all just say like dynamic, scalable, maintainable applications. I wish they'd say something more niche. Cases. Oh, that's quite cool. There's a farm bot. To be honest, I think something more fun to do would be to use a language for what it's not designed to do. I feel like you would learn more that way. If you're just trying to learn the language, use a language for something it's not meant to be used for. And then you'll probably find some better edge cases to learn from. I think I'm going to leave it there. That's like the end of the article, the end of the comments. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. Take care, everyone.